Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch The Walking Dead season 11. No, just that. Episode 19. The final season, the final episodes that we are discovering together. We're gonna finish this show together, and I'm so glad, to react to this show since some seasons now. So I know that I don't have a lot of views on these videos for The Walking Dead, but I know that some of you are really regular, and because of that, I know that I'm gonna have some people with who I can share my thoughts, my reactions for the end, the end of The Walking Dead after 11 seasons. Like, I feel like it's a reward, for, for us. They should put a reward, for us who stayed that long, for the good things, for the bad things. Also, we stayed and we're right there. We never gave up. That's the end. I didn't plan at first to watch this episode of The Walking Dead today. I told you on the schedule post that I put each Monday on Patreon, YouTube and Twitter, but I can't tell you on which day really I'm gonna post these reaction videos about The Walking Dead, because normally on their platform we have one episode of advance, which means that the episode which was just out, it was the episode 18, and you guys, you saw it. I put my reaction video about the episode 18 1 week ago now. So right now I'm gonna discover with you the episode 19, but this episode 19 in fact is gonna be out on air, on television in 1 week. Because of that difference between the platform and between the television channel, when it's broadcast, when it's on air, that's already creating a difference. And also because of the platform of AMC, which is not working that well, and it was already the case with the last episodes, the last part of this season. So because of that, I can tell you that normally on my channel or on my Patreon, you're gonna have the reaction videos about The Walking Dead sooner than when it's gonna be out on television. But I can't promise you in which day, because it's not depending on me, it's depending on the platform. Is it working or not? It's gonna depend also on the schedule that they're gonna choose to do, for these final episodes of this big important show for them. I'm not sure that they're gonna continue to do it like that, to put these episodes 1 week earlier on the platform. I'm not sure that it's gonna be the case really for the last episodes. So you're gonna have my reactions to The Walking Dead for sure, but I can't tell you really when. It's gonna be sooner on Patreon. Is it gonna be sooner during the days? Sooner like 1 day earlier, 2 days earlier? Same! I can't tell you because it's not depending on me. It's depending on YouTube. And I'm saying YouTube because it's not depending on AMC for once. Like, I had some issues with them for some seasons, but not for this one. It seems that they chose to play fair with the reactors who are playing fair, who are respecting the fair use rules, which is my case. Thank you AMC for that, for playing fair for this final episode. Thank you very much for that. Okay, about this episode, the one that I'm gonna watch today, I said it during the last episode, they took some shortcuts, to accelerate the story. Not really to change the rhythm, to accelerate the rhythm, but just, to be able to jump on stuff, to jump on really situations that they're most interested by. Like the fact that Lance, he was arrested like that. Like the fact that Hornsby was arrested like that so easily, so quickly, like all of what happened around that, it happened really fast into the last episode. Because they didn't want really to talk about that, I think that they prepared more stuff around this character for later, so they needed to take him already in jail, to have him already maybe escaping from jail or something like that. And it was the case also for Pamela, who is represented now as the big villain of this show, like it was not the case before. She was represented as someone who is doing bad stuff, like all of the situation with her family, all of the privileges that she has, that also her son has, all of that. She was not a good character, she was not the good guy, but she was not the villain neither, you know. They really said that these characters, you know, had different qualities, but they also talked, you know, about her qualities as a leader, some situations, some memories also that she shared with some of our guys. So it surprised me that during the last episode, with the music, with the camera, you know, the movements of the camera and also all of the scenes that we had with her, it was only to picture her as the big villain. Again, for me it's a shortcut, because they need that to have her as a big villain, because for sure they want to do something with her later, so they needed to already put her like that, describe her like that. It felt a little rushed, because again, during all of this time that we were with her, you know, since we met her, we didn't have really that impression that she would be the big villain of this show. But again, I can understand why they are doing that. You know, it's logical reasons, it's logical shortcuts that I'm not worried about and that I'm not mad, you know, about. I understand why you did that, the necessity behind that. I like the fact that during the last episode they already killed Sebastian. Same, it was a character who was important, who was interesting to have, but to keep for the end, no. To keep for the end, we need the big villains, and in fact he was not a big villain, he was stupid, an asshole, but he was not the big villain. So we needed to kill him at some point, to have him out of the show at some point. So for the end of this show, for this final episode, we're gonna be focused really with the big villains, with the main situations, with the big issues of this season, but also of the entire show. And to have the place to do that, we need to resolve other situations and other characters before that. And Sebastian was one of these characters that it was interesting to have for a certain time, but we needed to say goodbye to this character. To have a death like that, you saw it, I was surprised by it, like I was shocked by all of these people watching at him being killed like that and not reacting. Okay, you hated that guy, but no one deserves a death like that. Judith understood that, Judith intervened. It's inhuman, you know, to do that, to let someone die like that, and in a way, during that moment, they forgot that their main enemy, the one that they should fight no matter what, it's these deaths. And I think also that little by little, the writers, they're gonna come back to that, to tell to the characters, to the viewers also, through that the main villain, in fact, since the beginning, since day one, it's a death. And little by little we forgot that, because we were into situations with our characters, our guys, fighting other humans to survive, to have the better place, the resources, stuff like that. At the end, you know, they need to remember that everything began with the deaths, so maybe everything should end with the deaths. And that's why I see, you know, that army of deaths coming for this place as really a good idea and a good end, a good final fight for this season, for this show. To remind to everyone, and by everyone I'm saying all of the characters and all of the viewers, that into The Walking Dead, the main villain, the real enemy, it's the deaths, not other humans. I really think that the characters and the viewers, we need to remember that. And that's why, you know, I'm really interested by Judith and how the last episode ended, because she represents that for me, Judith. She didn't want to take back her gun until the death came and threatened, you know, everyone. She accepted to take back her gun during that moment because she wanted to protect people against death. She represents that, you know, that action, that moment, it represents that, the fact that the real enemy, it's the death, and the real deal, it's to survive against the death. We'll see if I'm right or wrong, you know, with that impression that we're gonna go on that direction for the final episodes. But yes, I think that the writers, they have that in mind, and it's a really good idea, in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro right now. Let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want, you have this episode, these videos of The Walking Dead earlier on my Patreon. Like I said at the beginning of this intro, I don't know if it's earlier during the day, 1 day earlier, 2 days earlier. It's not depending on me, it's depending on YouTube. And I can't tell you really each time on what day you're gonna have my reaction videos about The Walking Dead. It's not depending on me, it's depending on AMC and their platform when it's working or not. That's it, you know everything. No, you need to know also that yes, Patreon is the best way to support me. If you were there, you know, during my entire binge watching of the last seasons of The Walking Dead, if you appreciate my videos, you know, my reactions, but also my thoughts about this show, you can support me on my Patreon. It's the best way to support me. I'm not really considered by YouTube, and as you can see, I think I don't have a lot of views for these videos, you know, of The Walking Dead on YouTube. So really, go on my Patreon if you want to support me. Let's go for this episode.
Sometimes I wonder if it takes more courage to live or die. We've all done things to still be here.
Oh, you're really gonna do that each time, you know?
Things we like to forget.
Resume with memories.
We became whoever we needed to be. Who we are now, the choices we make now. Maybe that's all that matters.
Oh, Judas. Find your girl, protect your girl. We didn't fight so much so hard for you to have one. For everything to end like that.
Your sister was loyal to me for over a decade. Now I think she just lost her mind.
Oh, you're threatening, Max.
Someone to remind these people that actions have consequences.
Eugene or Max?
Find and arrest Eugene. He can stand as the example to all. Me, help your sister.
Oh, the four of you, that mission, it's not the end of the world.
Nice day. Took a good time. Happy to treat you all to my famous fettuccine con cannellini beans a la Jerry. Just saying. We should keep moving.
One of them, yes. Who? A former whisperer? No.
Where were you during the riot?
Far East End of the square.
Who were you with?
Myself.
You were with Eugene. Several witnesses saw you together. What you talking about?
Your sister.
Be more specific.
Eugene said she wasn't coming with us, that she wanted to stay here. Change this place for the better.
Rosita is gonna protect Eugene no matter what until the end.
Obviously, Eugene was wanting to be
Yeah, where's that?
with you. You're like family.
I'll call you if I see him.
I love your attitude, Rosita. I always
Look, Rosita,
do.
if he or you and your people make this harder than it has to be, no one goes anywhere.
No one lives,
For all of
you
you.
mean?
Me.
And you know, the fact that they're searching for who killed Sebastian, they all did. None of them intervened.
You? Hey. How you holding up?
Working better than I deserve.
Hmm.
I cannot leave without my beloved. I need to go find her.
You got your trooper in the city looking for you. It wouldn't make it block.
Please, no. Leave with Pepper. The
Not
bird
after
is safe
everything.
safety.
Okay. You stay here. I will go look for Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry, you can't be hurt.
And what?
You know, walk slowly, with deaths around. Oh, if something is happening to Jerry, no viewers, no real fans of The Walking Dead is gonna be okay with that. You're too sweet. One of you is gonna die.
Check it out, bro. Big. It's got walls, water nearby. Maybe 2.0, yeah.
It's an attraction place, no? In use.
No, we still don't have to disappoint each other anymore.
It's a way to see it. Do it.
Take care of him.
She didn't say of him.
Should still
She
be here.
said of that.
They're gonna kill him, right? If they catch him, he's dead. How can you be good with that? I was by myself for years, losing my mind, scaring off anyone that came my way. But Eugene believed in me. No judgments.
We did.
He saved me. Bad people don't do that. Good people do.
She changed her face, you
I gotta
know,
look out for my
the
family.
way that
Not Eugene.
she dressed.
You'll get a trial.
A fair one.
You found some peace.
What is the point of this place if a good man is put to death?
You believe in this place.
Sure you don't want to get some rest? Do the later shift with pleasure.
No, I'm fine.
You want to avoid
Go with you too?
later?
Something happen?
Brought back memories of Henry. I don't think I can.
Love? You can, my dear, you can. You're not allowing yourself.
I kept saying no for the next 6 months.
Why?
I'm not sure. I guess I thought I was too busy. I wasn't ready. Maybe I was just afraid.
Most of the time it's that.
Yes. Our time together, those years in Alexandria, was the happiest moments of my life. I'd give anything to take back just one of those no's, so that we can have one more day together.
I'm sorry. They're talking about the dead. It's sweet.
It always has been.
How to honor them also. To live
Control
without
someone
them.
say yes.
Who? Really? Why? I don't think that it's an enemy.
You stop! Alright.
Oh fuck.
I have suffered from bouts of depression for years and recently stopped taking my medication. I manipulated recordings to slander the Milton family
Yeah.
and cause unrest. My actions were uncharacteristic and immoral.
Sign it!
And what? Say Eugene was behind it all?
Take the pardon, Max.
I did this.
It's not take the pardon, it's
Do you know Eugene stops mastering?
burn the knee and lie.
You want me to just hang him out to dry?
I'm trying to save you.
You're
I'm
sure?
trying to save this place. Speak truth. No matter the cost, just like Dad used to say. Think he would have liked Eugene?
I'm sure of it.
I think he would have been proud of what we tried to do here. And I think he would have been ashamed of you.
You'd be wise to step aside, Hoss. No need for this to get ugly.
Eugene.
Very well.
You want to fight with Daryl? Try to not lose Daryl. Come on.
Go ahead. You're not trying to stop me. You ain't going.
Oh, in a way, I want him to go. It would prove, you know, that you changed, Eugene.
Because I'm a coward.
Not anymore.
It's because you're smart. I'm a liability, always have been. Relying on others to survive, counting
showed a lot how brave you are.
Do you think people are born brave? What if they become?
And they become it. All of them. I swear.
Well,
We all have a brave thing, you know, inside of us, but the ones of us who can express it, it's because of things that are happened into their lives. Because it was tested, you know.
Princess, you know I'm not leaving.
Even after what they want to do to Eugene, crazy shit is happening, man.
All the more reason to stay. What better time to fight for it than when the powers that be are frightened? Huh?
Maybe I don't feel like fighting. Maybe they're not worth holding on to.
You don't think that.
You think this Mercer's a good man?
Yeah, but I've known a lot of guys who I thought were good men. Don't always turn out to be that way.
Most folks are trying to make the best of what's in front of them. Could be he's trying to do the same.
Maybe this time I deserve more than just the best of a bad situation.
Always, princess, you always deserve that, but